All right, good afternoon, everybody. This is James from the I'm Free Project. And I want to thank you all well, first of all, let me start off. Thank you so much for all that you have said with regards to my healing from cancer. God has touched me and blessed me, and I am on the tail end of the cancer diagnosis, and the PET scan was excellent. I mean, my body had healed tremendously, and the doctors were very surprised and impressed. So, thank God, and thank God for you all for praying and keeping me lifted before the Lord. So I really appreciate everything that you've said and done, and especially the prayers from all of you. And then also I want to thank all my new subscribers, everybody who has tuned in and shared these videos. And I do this, number one, to inform the church of what's going on in terms of inside the church and outside the church. And then number two, to encourage people. And with my life that I've come from, being set free from homosexuality, I have a lot to share. I have a lot to talk about. And there are a lot of people who continue to email me and say that I have encouraged them in some way, form, or fashion. And it's not just in dealing with homosexuality or same-sex attraction, but whatever the issue may be. The principles that I speak of, they apply to any situation, to be honest. But there are those detractors that's always going to say, well, I'm having an issue with this is not the same as dealing with same-sex attraction. So, but anyway, I'm not getting into all of that because actually I wanted to talk to you about what happened yesterday, which was awesome. I mean, awesome. And so, let me slow down a little bit. I told you guys maybe a month and a half ago, on one of my videos that I was expecting a phone call from this one company they were looking for some participants for an upcoming show. And so I got the phone call and they called me back and I was excited. So we spoke over the phone and they were all asking me all types of questions about my history, my background, and what God has done with regards to setting me free from homosexuality. And so with that in mind, they're putting together a cable network television show. And yesterday we did the taping and it was awesome. And I mean, it was completely amazing. So I was flown out to Dallas for the taping and we went to this amazing studio. The studio was awesome. And and so when I got there, they had all the food and the studio was beautiful. Everybody was nice as I don't know what. And it was just overwhelmingly, I'll tell you in a minute what happened. But getting back to that story is that they were so nice. Everybody was so cool. And we went to the studio, and so I started doing my testimony, and they were just, instructing me on a couple of things because I haven't done this on a cable network setting as of yet. So this was the first time that doing that type of recording. So I was a little bit nervous. So it was a little bit nerve-wracking, but not really because I have told my story before, and it comes down to just being able to deliver the story because the whole point is that is connecting with people, and that's what you want to do. You want to connect with people, and what you see with me is what you get. I'm not trying to be somebody else. I'm not trying to put on airs. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm just James, and I'm just James that has met this amazing God and has met this amazing Savior, and they have and my God has changed my life. So I have a story to tell, and I want to tell those who may be struggling with the same thing, just to encourage them, hoping that maybe they will come to the knowledge of Christ and understand that they too can be set free, that they don't have to be bound by homosexuality. So moving forward, we did the taping. And it was amazing. I had so much fun. The people were amazing. They were so kind and so nice. But let me tell you about your cousins. And this is going to be quick, short, and to the point. Let me tell you about your cousins up in the airport, the ATL airport. And this happens all, I love my people. But at that Atlanta airport, boy, I tell you, sometimes they be carrying on something awful up in that place, and especially those employees. And I don't know where they get them, where they find them, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not trying to run nobody up under the bus. But what I am going to say is, is that now, so I'm standing in line. I mean, I only had a few minutes because I sort of ran late that morning. I had to get up at 3:30 in the morning because my flight was at 6 and take a shower and get cleaned up and all that kind of stuff. So I'm doing 85, 90 miles an hour down the highway. Thank God I didn't get a ticket. And so I get to the airport. I'm, trying to get through. I already checked in on my phone. So I went straight through. And, I'm dressed to the nines. Well, I tend to dress pretty. I try to dress comfortably to go to take a flight, but I try to dress. I try to look decent. You know, some people get on the airplane, they just throw on anything, sweatpants and a t-shirt, and call it a day. And probably it all depends on where you're going. You know, if I'm going to Alaska, then I'm probably going to have some clothes that's going to reflect where I'm going to end up. If I'm going down to Florida, I'm probably going to have on some shorts and a t-shirt and maybe, because as soon as you get off that plane, you're going to be in a hot environment. So, or you're going to be in a cold environment. So I guess you probably want to have on some clothes that's going to reflect where you're going to end up. Anyway, so, but yeah, so I'm standing in line. I stop at this one place. I only had a few minutes. They had already started boarding everybody on the plane, and I had maybe 7 minutes to spare in order. And thank God the place that I went to was right across from the boarding area. So at my gate. So when I get there, I'm standing in line, and there was a brother in front of me, maybe two people in front of me. Your cousin. She's standing there all grinning and cheesing like, I don't know what was going on in her head, but she didn't know nothing that was in her head, to be honest, with regards to where she was and what she was selling, the product that she was selling. So dude asked for something. I didn't hear everything, but dude asked for something. He asked for, I think he asked for some type of, oh yeah, he asked her what type of, no, check this out. Okay, let me get this right. There was him, and then there was the guy after him, and then me. So, so the dude asked a question about what forms of tender that they take, and she was like, oh well, we only do cash we only do cards because it's something we don't have my money for the cash because the cash ain't here today, and so we ain't got no cash right now. And so if you got your card, can you please give me your card? And I was like, oh my God. And so he was like, so you don't know whether you have some cash? Well, I don't know if it's here or not. So anyway, so dude. He rolled his eyes and he was like, okay, whatever, just give me some tea. And so he got him a cup of tea and he used his credit card for it. She slid the card, and then the next guy comes up. So the next guy, he asked what type of muffins do they have. And inside the window, you can see inside the case in terms of what type of muffins that they had. And there was one that was like chocolate chip, and the other one, to me, it looked like a poppy seed. It looked like a poppy seed muffin. And so he asked her what type of muffins those were in the casing. And she's like, I don't know. I think it's they look like chocolate, and that other one, I think it's a tea flavor. Yeah, it tastes like tea. I was like, you don't know what product that you're selling, and you're standing here at the cash register. You, of all people, should know exactly what's in your case, and you should be able to call out exactly what is sitting there in the case. Even if you're new, you need to go, before that store opens, go down the list and even look at the little cue cards that's on the back that should tell you, okay, this is a double chocolate chip muffin, this is a pumpkin spice, and this is a cranberry muffin, whatever. Go on and on and on. She didn't know. I don't know what kind of, it looked like it's a green tea. I don't know if it's a green tea or not. And I'm like, oh my God. And it's 6 o'clock in the morning. It's 5:45. 5:55. This flight's about to leave in about 6 minutes. I'm like, please, y'all, let's make this done. Let's get this done. So he was like, you don't know what kind it is. No, I don't know what kind it is. So he's like, just give me the one that's not chocolate. And so she grabs it, throws it in the bag, and, he pays for it with his credit card. And yeah, again, he didn't hear the previous conversation. And she's like, well, we don't have cash. We can't take no cash now because I don't have any change. I can't do no cash right now. You don't have any cash? No, we don't have no cash right now. So where your credit card? She asked her, where your credit card? I was like, what kind of customer service is this? And so he gives her his card. He goes on, goes whatever to where he was going. I was up next, and I had already peeped the muffins. And again, there was it looked like one that was a chocolate chip muffin, and the other one, it looked like poppy seed, but I wasn't sure. Gosh, I'm looking dry. I'll tell you about what happened, with all this yesterday. Yeah, old girl, for the videotaping, I don't think she knew what she was doing, but I'm not going to say that. But actually, it probably panned out because when you get under the lights. Anyway, I'm digressing. Let me digress. Anyway, so she calls, so I get up to the register, and I was like, can I have well, she didn't say hi, how you doing, or anything like that, which I'm like, okay, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I know it's a little hard to be a little chipper at that time, but, you can say hey, because I said hey when I got up to her. And she's just looking like, I'm not kidding y'all. It was like this. I was like, what? So anyway, I keep going. And so I said, can I get a muffin there? I think that's poppy seed. I don't want the chocolate. And so she gives me the muffin, and I was hoping that she warm it up, but I didn't ask her to warm it up, so I guess it didn't matter. But she gives me the muffin, didn't say bye or anything else, and I asked for my receipt. She hands me the receipt. I get on the plane. I start to eat the muffin. The muffin is hard as I don't know what, So I'm up. Mind you, I didn't get to check the muffin because I'm rushing through the airport. I was sort of rushing because my flight was about to close that gate door in about 10 minutes. But I only had 5 minutes to board because they closed the gate 10 minutes prior to departure time, and they have to shut the doors. So anyway, but I had about 5 minutes to get to my seat. But anyway, I got to the galley in time and got on the plane. But so when I got on the plane, yeah, that muffin was so darn hard. I was so mad. I'm like, I just paid y'all $4 and some change. No, excuse me, about $3 for this darn muffin this big. It was a bite-sized muffin. I don't get it. $2 at the most, bite-sized, but that's the airport. Y'all know how that goes. So I get the muffin, and the muffin is all hard and everything is crumbly. And I'm like, this don't make no sense. So, I'm already mad. But before I left the counter, let me show you how your other cousin who came in later for work, she walks into the scene like this. She doing all this scratching and carrying on and face all twisted and lip all ashy. I'm like, what is she doing? Who wants her to touch her bread? That muffin this time in the morning. You scratching, you acting like you on that stuff. I don't like that. I said, let me get up out of here. Boy, I love Atlanta. You can't beat Atlanta customer service at that Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Yes, God. Man, I'm telling you. But yeah, that was too funny. I said, I got to go. I got to get on this plane because they're going to make me mad at 11 o'clock, at 6 o'clock in the morning. But anyway, apart from all that foolishness, I had a good time. And yeah, so, okay, so I'm sitting in the chair. I'm getting ready to go do the video. I'm sitting in the chair. The girl, so they called me to go to not hair and makeup because you see there's no hair to deal with. But I had to go to makeup. Brother got a little shine sometimes, but the wintertime, I tend to dry out a lot, right? All in here, dry out big time too. So I have to put like baby oil and stuff, not baby oil, but Vaseline on my skin so I don't look all, just flaked up and all that. But anyway, so yeah, so I sit in the chair, and I don't think the young lady was used to painting, doing dark skin or maybe, black people. I'm not sure. I saw a couple of pictures that was on the table, and there was a couple of black folks there, but they could have been photos that were already taken. I don't know if they had anything to do with her being the makeup artist. So anyway, so I sit in the chair, and she goes to paint my face. She goes to, do me up. And she starts with this color. Being a professional photographer myself, I've been on several sets for the past, oh my gosh, since 2006. Working in photography. So I have worked with several makeup artists and seeing the process of what they do. And being a professional, I usually go back and I'll tell, okay, well, that doesn't look good in camera. Can we change this? Maybe the tone isn't matching or what have you. So, and if it's not looking right under photography lights, then we have to change it so that everything looks right. So, and so I don't have to do a lot of retouching in the end. So anyway, so she goes to put the makeup on my face, and she starts right up in here. And I notice that it's a little orange. And so then she gets to painting and doing all this and putting it all over my... She went over my eyebrows. And y'all can see, I don't have thick eyebrows. I keep telling my wife I'm going to get some of that Latista and just spray it across the top so they can grow in or something. I don't get it. My brothers, they have heavy eyebrows. I don't have heavy eyebrows. My brothers have thick eyebrows, and I'm like, darn, I wish I had thicker eyebrows. But anyway, I don't, it is what it is. Love it or hate it. Bam. But anyway, so she goes to put all the makeup on my face. I turned into orange. My face is looking like an orange basketball. And I'm like, does she know what she just did? Now, don't get me wrong. I understand, working in the business, I understand that the makeup has to go on pretty heavy. Because number one, it blends into your skin. And then number two, the lights will expose everything. And so then it looks different. It looks more natural once it gets up under the lights. So I'm looking like this orange basketball, so I'm feeling self-conscious walking around, and it was all, here, and she got it in my beard too, and I've been trying to wash it out, but it's still, I mean, not my beard, but my goatee, and all up in here. So, and now one key thing that you have to do, like a makeup artist, that you're making sure that the eyebrows, you don't put all this paint on the eyebrows unless you're gonna do eyebrows. And the man's goatee and that mustache and all that, you don't put the makeup all in there. And she did. So when she walked away, I did like this. I scratched it out so that the little bit of eyebrow that I have, you can see. But anyway, so, but I'm sure the results were cool. And it was so funny because when I'm leaving, because it was all in one day. I flew there early in the morning and I flew later in the afternoon back home. And so when I get back to Dallas Airport, I forget that I have this makeup on my face. So I'm walking around with this orange skin. Now I'm not up under studio lighting at that time. So that means I'm under daylight. So that means when I walk outside, I look like a man wearing makeup. And I didn't recognize that until I got to the airport and I had to go into the restroom. So I go into the restroom, go to wash my hands, and I look in the mirror like, oh my God, I'm walking around looking like a darn basketball. My skin is orange. Is that my dog? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, my skin is orange. I'm sitting here looking crazy. And so I started trying to wash it off. But you really need a washcloth, and I didn't have a washcloth. All I had was that hard paper that they have in the paper dispenser in the bathroom. And I'm starting to wipe it off, but it's starting to leave streaks. So now I'm looking like I just came from a Halloween party. And I'm just saying to myself, oh God, I got to go through the Atlanta airport. I might see somebody. And I'm walking through with all these streaks on my face coming down, looking like a leopard. I'm like, what in the world? Leopard has spots. No, looking like a zebra with these stripes on my face, orange and black, orange and black. My goodness, I was like, yeah, this isn't looking right. So I tried to get this off as much as possible. But anyway, it was crazy. But yeah, yesterday was an interesting day. And in that, and I do want to end with this, in that, at the end of the thing, we did a, at the end of the video shoot, during the video shoot, James, get it right. During the video shoot, I spoke about some things that, I haven't really shared with the people, because sometimes, my testimony can get very long. There's a lot of details that I can throw in there. And sometimes, some stuff, for the sake of time, I'll leave it out. But there's a couple of issues that I did bring up in this, and you'll see it. It doesn't come out until next year, until late spring of next year. And it's going to be on cable network television. So it's not going to be on, some church channel. No, it's going to be on an actual cable network. And, but yeah, so I revealed some things that I haven't even shared here with you guys. But like I said, I'm going to talk about those things. They are coming. Again, I'm going to talk about it. And I pray to God that, some of the other things that I share, that is going to be a blessing to others. And that God gets the glory from all of this. And again, I am not my own. I have been bought with a price, and that price was the blood of Jesus shed on Calvary. So with that being said, remember, Jesus Christ is Lord, and I will talk to y'all later. Share this, subscribe, leave your comments below. Love it, hate it, that's good. Everything, I read them all the time. I really do. Even the people that come on here and they start hating on me big time. I read those, I respond to them. But at the end of the day, Jesus Christ is Lord. It's not about, people loving me all day, but it's about me showing love to you. Holla.